Hey guys, in this video, I want to talk about 5 side hustles that are realistic side hustles that I would actually do that can make you up to $800 per day. I frequently see list posts on YouTube and Reddit detailing the best side hustles for extra cash, but then I click into them and I look at the side hustles and I generally wouldn't do any of them. I don't really want to be transcribing videos to text or doing surveys for less than $10 an hour. In fact, in 2021, I tried doing surveys for about 3 hours and frustratingly, I gave up and even questioned my own existence.
50 cents?
I mean, here's an actual screenshot of a survey that I took that took me 10 minutes in which I earned a measly 50 cents. If you're balancing a full-time job, it's gonna be hard to put 100% of your time into anything. So if we are doing a side hustle, we wanna make sure it's of high value and that time is being used wisely, as well as that it has the potential to become a real full-fledged business later down the line. One pain point that many real estate agents struggle with is to help get their listings to stand out among a sea of other listings. And these days, real estate professionals are getting more creative, especially with their marketing. Knowing this, one thing that is nice to have that many realtors do not know how to get is aerial photos and aerial videos of those properties. This is where you can come in with a drone. Now, if you have a drone already, that's perfect, but if you need to, you might have to invest $400 into buying a drone for this specific side hustle. Now, once you have the drone, you're gonna approach real estate professionals and offer to shoot aerial photos and high quality videos for their listings, and that's gonna elevate their marketing materials. And the crazy thing is about this type of side hustle is that you can charge a lot for your services. On average, the going rate for a 60-second video bundled with 10 to 15 images can be $350 to $400. That means if you were to do 2 half-day shoots, you can make upwards of $800 per day doing drone photography and videography for real estate professionals. Now, if you're worried about booking jobs like that one in particular, there is another opportunity to make money with a drone, and that'll come in the form of stock photos and stock videos. Websites like Shutterstock.com, Getty Images, Dronestock.com, and Storyblocks.com, these are all platforms where you can upload your drone footage to, and anytime someone ever uses it, you get a commission. So you could go to landmarks near you, you could get some time-lapse shots of the sunset on the beach, you could do some nature shots, you could do some urban shots. They all do really well. Just make sure to abide by your local laws and make sure that you're not, messing with the FAA or anything like that. There are a ton of opportunities for drone side hustles that I had no idea about until I actually got my own drone. So for example, I flew my drone when I was in Hawaii just off the coast of the hotel that I was staying at, and I was able to capture these beautiful dynamic shots of the hotel. Many hotels don't have an in-house drone operator either, so for their marketing materials or website, they can be a really nice touch. So now that I've shot this hotel, I can add this video to my portfolio and then reach out to other hotels in my area to see if they'd be interested in my services, and then I would go from there. If you have a passion for a topic that you really care about or that you want to share knowledge on, what you can do is write a newsletter for a Substack, or another popular platform is Beehive. A lot of people use that one. It's a really great way to start a side hustle and build an audience at the same time. I always assumed that you needed to have an email list to start a newsletter, but you can actually get started with 0 subscribers and just free content in the beginning. According to Tim Denning, most Substack emails and articles should be free. Your free content is how you build your audience, and then once they fall in love with you, they will happily pay to see 10% more of you. And sometimes the mere convenience of the content could be a reason why people are willing to pay for the content. So think of it like a 7-Eleven customer, says Tim. Audience members, quote, want the best of you in one place, and they will pay for the convenience the same way you pay 25% more to buy a soft drink from 7-Eleven because it saves you wasting time and walking to Walmart. So the way that you're going to start a Substack newsletter is to pick a topic that you're incredibly passionate about, or maybe you have more knowledge in that topic than most people do. If you're unsure of what to write about, I do have an exercise for you that I leaked in a previous video of mine, and that's where I want you to pause the video right now, like seriously pause it, and try to write down 3 or 4 things that you think you are good at compared to the average person. For example, if you know a lot about studying for the SAT, the MCAT, the GMAT, the LSAT, etc., you could start a weekly newsletter where you go over your top 3 tips for that test. Then once you create that content, what you can do is you can share those content pieces across your social media to get some initial traction to your Substack or your newsletter. And then you can also take that same content and actually distill them into a Twitter thread. That way you're getting some organic reach as well. Eventually you can start to offer a paid version of your content. So I actually spoke to someone that did this exact strategy, and so here's what he had to say. So Austin, what's the journey from going from like a free newsletter into a paid newsletter? What's that like?
hard, but I think consistency is the key, right? So like when I was focused on really beginning to monetize my newsletter, I wanted to make sure that I could not only consistently continue to provide value from the free side, while I was also trying to think what extra value I could provide to ensure that they were saying, okay, I can pay $13 a month for this.
Okay, awesome. And then what would you say an average month is early on that someone can expect from writing on Substack if they had a paid version?
I remember the first month I made $300 and I was so excited about it. And that scaled quickly to $1,200 and then $3,000. And now we're doing between $7,000 and $8,000 a month on Substack.
So this is a side hustle that I've been actually working on this year. So my free newsletter, Hump Days, we come out with it twice a week where we cover business and economic news. We have over 10,000 readers now, but it's always been free content. I've been brainstorming ways to make a paid version of the Hump Days newsletter that perhaps gives the reader more access to direct replies from me, or perhaps a newsletter that's not found elsewhere. So this is a side hustle that I'm actually going to pursue this year, and I'm gonna make sure that I keep you guys updated on the entire journey as it happens. Faceless YouTube channels have been the rage recently. Now, what exactly is a faceless channel, and is this side hustle the exact same? It's actually going to be a little bit different. A faceless channel is a channel that creates videos just based on their voice, so they are faceless, as in they don't reveal their identity. And an example of a faceless channel might be a channel like this one, Free Investing. It's a mix of clips of the subject matter and a narrator, all focused on the investing space. Faceless channels have been in vogue for quite some time because basically you can automate them. You can hire a scriptwriter, you can hire a voice actor, and you can also hire an editor, so that way you're just the operator of this YouTube channel and you don't actually have to be the face of it. However, making a faceless channel is not easy by any means. You still have to know how to make a good video, you have to pick a niche that you have an expertise in, and it's definitely hard to stand out. Well, there is, in my opinion, a better side hustle involving YouTube that I think is highly underrated. That is to create tutorial videos with full screen recordings on how to use certain websites, software, or even fill out different forms. For example, if I search for the term how to use Shopify, a bunch of videos will pop up that are tutorials showing me how to use the software step by step. If you're somewhat computer savvy, you should be able to replicate one of these tutorials, and showing your face is going to be optional. Now, the reason why this side hustle is such a good YouTube side hustle is that you don't need a ton of views to make money, because the RPMs or the CPMs, or basically the rate that you're paid per 1,000 views, is going to be a lot higher for website tutorials than anything else. Let's say you made cooking videos. You might make $5 per 1,000 views for a cooking video. For a website tutorial video, a dropshipping video, or an Amazon FBA tutorial, you might make between $50, $100, or even $300 per 1,000 views that you get. I know it sounds crazy, but there are actually advertisers paying that high of a rate for different types of videos, and that's because they have bigger budgets than, say, a cooking brand does. So if the rate is $50 per 1,000 views, then your tutorial video needs to only get 5,000 views in order for you to make $250. For example, let's actually search on YouTube for, quote, Shopify website tutorial. Now let's actually filter these videos uploaded this month, and we can see that many of these videos have well over 10,000 views already. So here's one by Austin Rabin. I've talked to this guy through DM before. He's killing it here. You can see that this tutorial has over 50,000 views, and this video alone could have made him already $2,500. All right, so the way that I would go about this is to familiarize myself with a certain type of website. So for example, I might try Shopify, or I might do Squarespace. And then I would create a framework for how I would want the video to go. Once I have that framework, I'm going to screen record myself going through that entire process of, say, signing up for the website or creating my own product on Shopify. And then I'm going to basically detail how to use that website and post it as a video. This side hustle is so good that I've contemplated starting my own side channel just to take advantage of it, but here it is. Try it out for yourself. All right, if you like playing with dogs, dog walking and dog sitting is an actual side hustle that can become a full-fledged business one day. Personally, I love King Charles Cavaliers. They follow you around, they look really cute, and they get along with everyone. That's just a side note, but these days you can make upwards of $35 an hour on dog walking apps like Rover or Wag. If you don't want to go the app route, you can find local dog walking and dog sitting gigs through your neighborhood bulletin board or even through your own neighbors. So let's actually FaceTime my friend Casey, who dog sits between 5 and 10 different dogs on any given month while still holding a full-time job. So how much a month can you actually make dog sitting? Like, what do you usually bring in?
On average, $500 a month, but sometimes $1,000.
Wow, and how many dogs are you dog sitting these days?
I have 3 families with 4 dogs on rotation, but sometimes I find new clients and I'll watch more.
Yeah, any recommendations on how to find new clients?
I go word of mouth or neighbors. A lot of the new clients I got have been friends of the original clients that I started with.
And the original people, were they just like random, or did you know them before?
They were my neighbors.
Ah, okay, cool. I also found some really great tutorials on YouTube on how to use the different dog walking apps like Rover, for example, which I will link these tutorials down below, but they teach you everything from how to get your first gig to how to improve your profile to how to eventually raise your rates. I think the best part of this side hustle though is that you actually get some exercise while doing it, and if you're an animal lover, then it could even be a really good natural fit. The online digital template space is growing like crazy, and this is where if you're able to find a digital template that sells well, you can make upwards of $100 to $300 per day doing that. The best part of this side hustle is that there is no cost of goods other than your time. So every additional copy of a digital template that you sell, there's no cost of additional replication, so it's 100% margin. I personally heard from a few friends that have bought digital planners on Etsy before, and at a quick glance at the listing page on Etsy when we search for digital planner, that'll show us that there are tons of listings with tens and thousands of reviews and sales. So how much revenue are these people actually pulling in? I decided to do some more investigation. You can download a Chrome extension called Everbee, and if you do that and go to Etsy.com and type in digital planner, for example, we're able to see what listings are generating what type of revenue in the past 30 days. Plenty of them are generating over $10,000 a month, and over 60 listings are generating over $4,200 a month and up, which is at least $140 per day. You can then click on these listings and see what's being offered, and as long as you target to create something similar and hopefully better in quality, you should be able to slowly gain some traction on your digital product. So I know that I would personally do this one because I have so many Notion templates that I've created and a financial master sheet in Google Sheets that I've created. And so what I can do is that if I could tune them slightly and make them slightly more beautiful and package them as a digital planner, I could see myself making a lot of sweet passive income. So I like picking side hustles that I would actually do that can actually become businesses in the future. In doing research for this video, I actually came across focus groups as well, and I've done a focus group before that pays you a lot of money per hour. But the problem is that after that hour is done, you're basically not building any skills or a future potential business. Once the hour is over, you get paid and you move on with your life. So that's a cool side hustle, but it's not exactly one that interests me. All right, guys, so which one of these side hustles was your favorite? Let me know in the comments. And if you aren't subscribed to the channel already, please subscribe. It's free and you can always change your mind. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.